So the year is almost over and I have not filmed a highlight video yet. I want to change that. We have 4 hours left till 2025. I have to go after that. I have to take care of my cats because the Big Bang is going to start and they're really scared of that. Anyways, I want to show you the books that I really enjoyed, that I really did not enjoy, and all of the things in between. Let's start with the horror books, and the best horror book that I've read this year is The Shining. I'm currently reading it still. I'm almost done with it, so I'm still counting it to 2024. I know some people would say, oh, that's cheating. Anyways, I had high expectations and expectations were totally met. I really liked it. It's a really good book. A small interruption from the editing table. I forgot to include the horror movies in this video. Oopsie. Let's change that because I really like to talk about horror movies on my channel. And my favorite horror movie that I've watched in 2024 would probably be Get Out. I know it's really popular and that's for a reason. I had so much fun while watching it. And I will get into more details when I make a separate review video for that. That's it. The next book in my list is the book that caused the biggest emotional reaction for me, and that would be The Red Tent. I almost fell unconscious because of this book, and this is not an exaggeration. I was riding the bus, it was early in the morning, I did not have breakfast, and I did not feel good before I was reading this book. I don't know, I was a little bit sick, I think. And then there was a really emotional scene in here, but I did not fall completely unconscious. I was really... I think there was just a little bit left for that, but yeah, I did not feel great that day. It was really chaotic. It's a retelling of a biblical story, the daughter of Jacob, Dinah, and all the pain that she went through after her brothers killed her loved one. I did not hear of this book before, it was recommended to me and I really loved the recommendation. I mean, it was a really intense read. My favorite classic this year was definitely Faust from Goethe. I'm not completely sure how known the author Goethe is outside of Germany. I mean, I would compare him to Shakespeare. Yeah, it's a good description that would fit him. He is the German Shakespeare, and Faust is probably his most famous book. It's the one that we usually read in schools here in Germany, and that is actually also my copy from the school back then. I should maybe get a beautiful edition of this book because I really enjoyed it. I was not a big fan of this book while we were in school because we had to write essays about him and all that stuff, and that's no one's favorite thing to do when you are 14, 15, 16 and you have other things on your mind other than Goethe and Faust. But as an adult, I really enjoyed it, and that's probably my favorite classic for this year. And I would definitely recommend it, but I'm not sure how good a translation of a classic German book is, because I can imagine that there's a lot that is lost once you read the translation. You can maybe still try it and tell me how you felt about this book in English or what language you plan on reading it, if you are planning on reading it. Now I want to talk about 2 disappointments of 2024. Those are 2 books I could not decide which one to pick of the most disappointing book of 2024 because I did not like them for 2 different reasons. Die Klinge des Schicksals from Markus Seitz. I'm not sure what the English title is, I will put it up here. Markus Seitz is the most famous German fantasy writer. There are not so many German fantasy writers. I don't know why. I love the genre, but yeah, we don't have that many. Markus Seitz is the biggest name out there. And I read this book. I did not know what to expect. I did not care for this book. I did not care about the world. I did not care about the characters. And yeah, but it was not that painful because I had no expectations, so it was not a big problem. On the other hand, I have a book that I had really high expectations. I heard so many good things about the book. I was so hyped to read it, and I read it and I did not like it. I did not DNF it. I read it to the end, the whole book, and I was so disappointed of it, and that would be Name of the Wind. Don't kill me. I'm going to make a longer video about it. Why I did not like it. I will get into details. I know that many people like it. I didn't, unfortunately, and I hate that I did not like it. I usually like the books that I'm recommended, and this one was the biggest disappointment that I had for years. It really left such a big dent in my book journey of this year. I'm a plot reader. I'm a character reader. I did not enjoy the plot or the characters, but yeah, like I said, I will get into more details when I talk about Name of the Wind, but unfortunately, one of the biggest disappointments of this year that I had. So yeah, these two, like I said, no expectations, was disappointed, but the problem is I did not care about this book. I still don't care about this book. Maybe that's the bigger pain. But when I think about this one, I had so high expectations. I was so happy to read it finally, and then I read it and I did not enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me which one is worse, to have high expectations and be let down, or have no expectations and don't care about the book after even finishing it. But now let's get away from the negative and talk about other good things. The best authors that I was introduced to this year, I have two this time again. One would be John Gwynne with the Shadow of the Gods. I've read the first book. I did not read the second book. You can see them back here. I have to still read them. I really enjoyed it. This is the book that I've read after Name of the Wind, and thank God the plot plays off a little faster. I mean, it's a really fast book and it's a lot of action, and I really needed it. It was really fun to have a palate cleanser. I don't know how it would have been if I read it before Name of the Wind, but it happened like it happened, and I really enjoyed it. Let's see how the other two books will be from the series. The other one is Brandon Sanderson. You can see a couple of books that I have from him. Back here, the Stormlight Archive series. I know I have the hardcover of book 1, and book 4, I think, is the other one. There are a couple of missing. I've read book 1, really enjoyed it. It was really fun. But I don't want to talk about Brandon Sanderson too much because a lot of people do. I mean, it's well deserved. He is really good. I really like him. Let's see what other books I will enjoy from him, because I'm quite at the beginning of my Brandon Sanderson journey. So yeah, let's see. Now I want to talk about the book that surprised me the most this year. I'm not sure under what category I can present this book to you. Maybe like I said, the book that surprised me the most, or the shortest fantasy book, but it would be Piranesi. I really enjoyed it. It's really short. I mean, I read it, I think, in 2-3 days. I was done with it quite fast, and it was so fun. I had no expectations. I was a little skeptical before picking it up, but it really paid off. I really enjoyed it. It's a really fun book to read. The author had a world that she wanted to present us, and I was all for it. It was so fun. It was so beautiful to read. I really enjoyed it. Now let's get away from books and let's talk about mangas instead. My favorite for this year would be Dragon Ball. I finished it for the first time. I've read it for the first time this year. I know that Dragon Ball is a classic for many children or adults out there. It was my first introduction this year to Dragon Ball. I heard of it. I never watched it as a child. And now experiencing it for the first time, I have to say I'm not disappointed with it. A lot of people would think maybe there's a lot of nostalgia with people who like it a lot. I'm not biased. I've never watched Dragon Ball while growing up, and I really liked it. I mean, I have all the 42 volumes right here next to me, and I finished it this year and I really liked it. There are a couple of problems that I have with those. I will come to them when I talk about Dragon Ball in a separate video. And yeah, let's finish this highlight video with the question that I fear the most every year, and that would be, which book did I enjoy the most in general? I'm really not sure how to answer this one. I really liked Piranesi. I really enjoyed the last book that I've reread from the Witcher series that I still have to finish as a review. I actually forgot the name of it in English. I have to look it up, or I will write it down here. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed Faust, like I said, the classic. If I had to pick one, I'm actually not sure. I also read again the George R. R. Martin books, and I really, really liked Feast of Crows. I know that many people don't like it, but I really enjoyed it. I think I will go with the last book of the Witcher series, Zeit des Sturms. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure what the English title is. I will put it up here. My second pick would probably be The Way of Kings from Brandon Sanderson. I know that I said that Dragon Ball is my favorite manga, but I'm currently reading Berserk. I did not want to put it up there because I'm still not finished. I'm at volume 7 right now. I have the omnibus editions that I am reading. It's a really good series. Actually, Berserk could be on the list, but I think it's going to be in my list definitely for 2025. But yeah, let's end this video and say that my favorite book was the last book in the Witcher series. But when I think about it, I really enjoyed this classic. I mean, it was so good, it was so fun. I will stick to it. Let's say it's this one. They are all good. They all have their weaknesses, their strengths. I enjoyed them all for different kind of reasons. And that's the beauty of books. I mean, there are a lot of reasons to like them, to not like them. I like this hobby in general. Like you see, I'm surrounded by books. I'm probably going to die right here in between when all of that collapse on me and I'm going to suffocate under them. But anyways, I wish you all a happy new year. My name is Karga and thanks for watching. Ciao.